Good evening, gentlemen. Hello, Anna.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Nothing much. How are you?
Okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone.
Hey, Joseph.
Greetings.
Evening. Tom, I'm always unable to lift the formatting of your PDFs into my Google Docs.
I can send you the Word.
That would help for note taking if you can real quick, but if not, next time.
Hold on. Oh, looks like we have a kitty.
Yeah.
Oh. Excuse me.
Okay. Kitty. Okay.
There you go.
Your email, thank you. Perfect.
Hello. Oh, kitty.
David.
Good evening.
Hello, Don.
Oh, much better, Tom. Thank you.
Good deal.
Hello.
Who is user? Hey, John. Oh,
Hey, Don.
Don, you're listed as user. You might get a bad reputation.
I'm a user. I'm on my laptop, not my my desktop today. So
Is it okay if I put your name?
I'm sorry.
Is it okay if I change your name?
Yeah, sure.
Great.
What
That
do you
way,
do?
no one will be commenting.
Thanks.
Hey, Jeanette.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, all right.
Recovering?
I am. Yes, I feel a lot better than I did the beginning of the week.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, it just one afternoon, bam. Next thing, the next morning, they were like, you gotta have surgery right now.
What happened? I didn't hear about
I
that.
had to have dental surgery because of an abscess that was like
Ooh.
right next to my sinuses.
Oh, was it bony impacted or gum impacted?
I just told you all I knew.
Yeah.
I'm not holding back. But yeah, it was not a pleasant thing. What happened was I had a bridge and it got wonky. It didn't know about it until the garden tour, and then next afternoon, boom. Where are folks?
Hi, everyone.
Hello, Tara.
Hi.
I guess we only need one more person for a quorum, right?
Yeah, and Chris is supposed to be logging in. Told him to log in. Let me send a message through Alexa. I want you to log in. The beauty of having Alexa all over the house is we can do that. And it goes-
Shandor doesn't like using the intercom.
I don't know why. All right, let me go ahead and give a screen share.
So is there an intercom on Alexa?
Yeah, you can make an announcement.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then
I
you can
have
also
one upstairs and one downstairs, so I should start using it rather than shout down the stairs.
exactly. You can use it to say dinner's ready, or you can say, "Help! I've fallen and I can't get up," or anything like that. Because like we gave one to there's Dr. Hamilton, gave one to our neighbor who lives this next street over, and so she can drop in and let us know if she has an issue, so we can help her out. She's an older lady.
So
But,
you just say make an announcement and it does that?
yeah, and then you can also do drop in. Hey, Bonnie, or Dr. Hamilton, sorry.
Dr. Bonnie to you.
Dr.
Yeah.
Bonnie, okay. So
Call
does
me
anyone,
anything, Tom.
does anyone know how things are going in Pennsylvania? Do we have a new doctor in the running for Senate?
It was neck and neck every time I heard it today.
Hmm. All right, actually, no, we got quorum. Let's go ahead and get started. Everyone on this call is a member.
A call to order at 7:05.
Let me bring up the agenda. Nope. All right, folks, welcome. We have 10 members, so we're good. Hopefully we'll get some more here. We'll say the Pledge of Allegiance. Let me switch back to the PowerPoint. So this is optional. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America
and
to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
with
liberty and justice for all.
Someday.
someday.
All right, there we go. Next, we put that. And there is Chris. Okay, welcome, and I want to acknowledge Jeanette Wiley, who is here from the city of Vacaville. And we have our own John Fox, who is here from the Vallejo Unified School District Board. And then we have two candidates that are not elected, but John is also, well, John will make an announcement later. So David and Tara, I'm just announcing you the way I see you on the screen here. So welcome. Anyone else that I missed? I don't think so. No, but we're all glad you guys are here. So we are gonna let guest speakers, if you're a candidate and you're running for election, I'd like to give you a chance to just introduce yourself to the club. I know we didn't really do that much in the last meeting, but we will be having a formal endorsement process that we will be talking about and voting later in tonight's meeting, but wanted to give the opportunity to have candidates from around the county come in and talk, and then we are recording this, just so you know. and we put it out on our YouTube channel. So yeah. So why don't we start with North County? So Jeanette Wiley, do you want to introduce yourself? She is a member as well as running for re-election.
Hello, I am Jeanette Wiley, and I ran in 2020 to be the voice of South Vacaville, and I feel like I have been doing a good job at that, but I just had a 2-year term, so I need to run again in November for the 4-year term. We went to districts, and so my district is the south part of Vacaville and has about 10,000 voters in it. And I am the only woman on the council and the only senior on the council, and I do feel like my input has been good, and I have worked really hard to be informed. I have been attending as many things as I could and talking to constituents, and I am happy to say that we did fly the pride flag last June and had our special
Proclamation?
observation proclamation, but an observation also at the park. And I am just part of the Democratic Central Committee, and I've been involved in lots of things, and I hope to be able to be reelected, and I'm working toward that end. So thank you for letting me speak, and I have enjoyed being part of the Stonewall meetings. Thanks.
Thank you. All right. All right, we'll come back down to the, I don't see anyone from, I was thinking India might be here, but I don't see her. So, see, we'll start in district number order. David, you're District 4.
Yep, that's me.
Go ahead and let you.
Hey, so I'm Dave. I live in District 4 in the Bay Terrace neighborhood. I am an engineer by training and career. I work helping companies figure out how to manufacture tricky devices. And right now those devices are medical. I work for a company in the city and take the ferry and when need be, but mostly from home. I have only been involved in local politics insofar as supporting local candidates, sometimes walking a beat before this. But what I saw an opportunity for in Vallejo was getting some of my analytical and planning skills put to use to help the city. I also felt that it'd be interesting to see if we could give voters an opportunity to put someone from a different walk of life into office. I usually read all of the city packet for the meetings, and if you watch a city council meeting, you'll see that I'm I have something to say about a few of the items. In terms of LGBTQIA issues, locally, I think that we really need to do a better job with gun violence and hate crimes in general. My daughter's home from swimming. The dogs are excited. I think we need to do a better job with gun control in terms of licensing and tracking. And there are more hate crimes going on right now. And I think that we need to be working with our local law enforcement agencies to specifically address the sort of issues that we've seen with hate groups and hate crimes getting a little louder online, and then that behavior moving into the real world. So that would be one of my priorities, sort of immediately, to work with law enforcement on in terms of sort of putting out those online hate groups before they reach out. I've always found groups like this as a safe haven growing up. I moved around a lot as a kid, and I was a bit strange. I still am, but I was often in drama clubs and gay straight alliances or LGBTQIA alliances. So I usually find my home amongst people who can express themselves and who are living the life that they're proud to be. So I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be a member as well. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Tara.
Good to see you, David, and thank you so much. Good to see everyone. My name is Tara Beasley Stansberry, and I am running for City Council here in Vallejo in District 5. and I have lived here in District 5 for 6 years, and I love it. I think it is one of the cutest, quaintest areas in Vallejo because it's truly in the heart of Vallejo. And we know that, the heart of every city, we serve as an anchor and you can get to every point. And with that, we should and deserve a better Vallejo. And it's not, of course, just for me, but it's not just for District 5, but the entire city. We, like everybody else, I see a lot of the challenges that we have. I see a lot of the lack of transparency that we have amongst elected officials. And, I also see that, there's some room for improvement while we have some beautiful things and parts to our city, like Mare Island and, District 5 itself. We have rolling hills, we have farms, we have, we just have so many things that are beautiful and eclectic about this city. However, we're not capitalizing on those things. And if we're not taking care of our city and if we're not making it known that we are the place to be and that we are this wonderful, beautiful city that is one of the most diverse cities in California, how else will anyone know? Beautification is a huge issue that we have. And, a lot of people think that, beautification is just splashing some paint around on a building. But in fact, beautification, we know that it actually helps to deter crime. We look at different cities like Dublin and we look at El Cerrito. We even look at portions of Berkeley and Albany. And it's simply because, there's just a lot of things that we experience that they're never going to experience because of the beautification piece. We do have a tremendous breakdown within our police department. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that. I'm definitely not against, our police, but there definitely needs to be some reform there. I know that a lot of the bad apples have left, but there is still some remnants. And so we've got to make sure that while we are hiring, we use a more diverse approach. So that way we can, start recruiting LGBTQ members so that we can recruit more women. We can recruit more women of color. Women and men who actually reflect the community and diverse community that we are. I'm a very proud lesbian. My wife and I have been married for 6 years as well. And, we find Vallejo to be extremely diverse. We love it. We've never had any issues as a same-sex couple, but that's not true for everyone. And so I want to make sure that we are definitely making sure that there's equity in every district. So it's not about equality anymore. It's about equity. So there are always going to be certain districts that need more of certain things. And we have to come to terms with that. And so I just want to thank you for the opportunity to speak. I don't want to ramble on here, but it's good to see everybody. Thank you.
Thanks so much, and thanks for joining the club. Okay, next up, I think, John, do we want to make an announcement?
Yes, sounds good.
All right, well,
It's a good following act to what we just heard from the three
the floor
candidates.
is yours.
Okay, everyone. Well, as you know, I'm a trustee on the Vallejo City Unified School District for 3.5 years, going on 4 years. My term ends in November, my 4-year term, and I'm running again for a second term. Our kickoff, Tom has helped me figure this out. My kickoff is going to be at Shelley and Kathy's house on Saturday, June, is that 4th? Yes, Saturday, June 4th. Tom, is it 1 to 3 decided on?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, so
More to come.
and we'll put advertisements out on the Gay Network and all the politic ones, and I'll share it on my Facebook, and anyone that would share it, I appreciate it. And thank you, Dave, Tara, and Jeanette for being here and running. And of course, we're all in the same boat and it's a crazy time. So we'll do the best we can.
Right. Did you say something, Jeanette?
Go, John. Go, John.
John, you missed out that John also serves on the Central Committee as a rep for Solano District 2.
I forget. I do a lot of things. Third grade teacher for 24 years. Just got teacher of the year. That was nice. Thank you for those that came and celebrated with me at the district. And also been the vice chair here at Stonewall for many years. So trying to be very active. I've been, even before I got on the board, I was very active in Solano County and Vallejo. So, and it's wonderful hearing other candidates that are stepping up and also seeing things online from some of you, how active you are in the community. It's wonderful to see because we need it. And we all need to be sticking together in these crazy times, especially when there's recall acts against people in different cities and attacks. It's just not, it's a different political climate, and Jeanette knows that. And we definitely have to help up in the North County a great deal. Bonnie knows that very well too. So we just have to all stick together and do our best.
Right on. All right. I was thinking Carrie Birdseye from Benicia might join, but she is unavoidably detained with something. I think if you look in the announcement, she is having her kickoff this weekend in Benicia Park. All right, so thank you all for being here. Again, we will be having our endorsement process will be happening at the later on in the agenda. But right now, I would like to entertain a motion to approve the agenda for tonight.
I'll make a motion to approve.
John, okay.
Do we have a
Second.
second? Okay, we have a second.
Anna,
Oh.
okay.
Yep, Anna. All right, Anna. Anna or Anna?
It's Anna. That's
Okay.
how I pronounce it, but people can say Anna. Some people just pronounce it that way. It's fine.
All right. All right. Let's do this. Anyone have any objections to the agenda? Okay, so we'll assume it is passed. Thank you all.
Okay.
Yeah, it was April. God, this month has just been such a mess. So approval of the minutes of the last meeting. Does anyone have any alterations or anything that needs to be remedied? They look pretty good to me.
They look good to me too. I'll make a motion to approve.
Okay. Do we have a second? Dr. Bonnie Hamilton seconded. I saw it in the window. Okay. With this one, we will vote. So use the raise hand feature if you vote to approve the agenda.
The minutes.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes. Minutes. I'm on some heavy ibuprofen since I can't take anything else. Okay, so we've got a passing there. That's good enough.
Okay.
All right. There we go. Thank you all. All right, so minutes and agenda have passed. So you can now put your hands down. Put your hands down. There's that funny meme or video that people do. Reports. John, do you want to give a report?
Yes. All right, for my report, last Saturday, the 14th, I attended the Napa Solano Union, my brain, Labor Council. They had their spring salute on Hans Park here in Vallejo. Garamendi was there, Mike Thompson, Aaron Hannigan, and many other officials. And we got to hear a lot of labor awards that were given throughout the county. So that was a very nice event to attend. And then on Monday night, I'm the president of the Solano County School Board Association. We put on a session for superintendents and school board trustees throughout Solano County on SEL. SEL is social emotional learning. And unfortunately, there's been a suicide in one of our students in Travis and here in Vallejo recently. During COVID, the last 2 years, the social and emotional state of our students has been greatly affected. People were on edge before COVID, but since then it's much worse. So the other evening we had presenters from the county, professionals give a presentation to the superintendents and trustees. What was very alarming is the increase for boys for suicide is up 4%. The increase for girls for suicide is up 51%. And that is greatly to do with social media and bullying with social media. The other staggering statistics and data that we heard was African-American suicide and LGBT student suicide. Those numbers are both also up. So it was a very difficult evening hearing all the numbers on Monday. The county does have a program helping. They have helped 238 students so far just this year, students that either want to harm themselves or harm others in Solano County. There's also the National Suicide Hotline that's put up in all of our schools. There's phone numbers, but that's through Washington, D.C. or the nation. The program I was talking about is just Solano County, where people go out and help these 238 kids so far this year. The numbers are staggering, and we do have something called wellness centers in a lot of our schools throughout Solano County. And the wellness centers do help. Teachers are doing surveys with their students for their social emotional, where they're at. Teachers are doing something called morning meetings, checking in with their students in the morning to try to find out where they're at. So it was just a very long meeting. And last night I shared out at the school with the school district for those that did not attend and for the other staff. We're going to continue this work probably in the fall, the county board that I'm on, to further promote that we need to be aware of the social environment for students and try to have more prevention for suicide and emotional health. Let me think. So the other item was last Saturday, I attended the VGN here in Vallejo at Shelley and Kathy's house. It was a wonderful event Saturday afternoon. And I think that's it for my report. Thank you.
Okay. All right, Joseph, do you have anything?
Yeah, a couple of things. So as some of you know, I worked, thanks to Tom's introducing me to LGBTQ minus tobacco. I worked on the, and spoke at the City Council about the smoke-free multi-unit housing that passed. The final one is, the final vote is going to occur, but it seems like that will go through just fine. The other thing is with the Glen Cove Community Association, we're having a community meeting on June 8th. This is mostly to do with fire preparedness and evacuation, since we are in an actual cove. And John, I don't know how much you know about this yet so far, but I think you're on the distribution. So we're going to be meeting with Vallejo Fire and police as well. And we're going to be talking about Alert Solano and how to sign up for that. Apparently Alert Solano now can go by even street names and prioritize who needs to be evacuated from certain areas, depending on where the mobile phone tower hits your phone, regardless of your phone number. So there can be an organized evacuation of areas like ours based on that. So I encourage everyone to sign up with text alerts on Solano, what I just call Alert Solano, if you haven't already.
Okay. Thank you, Joseph. And for my report, I'll save comments for later. But a couple of things I just want to call your attention to: the announcements on the agenda. And that's pretty much it. We're working hard to get all of the cities in Solano to raise the flag. I think right now we are only at, let's see, wait, background, Vallejo. 4 of the, is it 7? 7 or 6. Is it 6 or 7 that we have? 7, yeah, that are raising the flag. So, you know, it's more than 50%, but that's great. Yes, John.
I forgot in my report to talk about that. On June 1st, with the school district, we will be reading our proclamation, our resolution, and we also will be the first day, which is June 1st. For the full month of June, we will be flying the pride flag as we've done the last since I've been on the board. And if anyone would like to come to the school district as we read the resolution, or to comment or be there for raising the flag, I invite you on Wednesday, June 1st. Thank you.
What time?
The resolution will be read about 6:15. As far as the flag raising, I need to get that coordinated, hopefully around the same time. Maybe we could take a break and then go outside and do it then. I wanted to try to coordinate together so people don't have 2 separate times the same day.
So in
So
the evening.
Yes, it'll be after around 6:15. Thank you for asking what time.
Okay, right. Sounds good. Okay, and then so yeah, so just be aware of emails that will be coming out, because we will also be Vallejo's raising the flag, Benicia is raising the flag, Vacaville, we hope, is raising the flag.
We have a city council meeting on Tuesday. We haven't voted on it, so
Okay.
it might be on Tuesday's thing.
Yeah, I know we've already been in contact with Ron on with Mayor Ron on the proclamation, so we've got that going.
And I heard a couple people talking about the size of the flag, since last year's was, different. So I think it's going to be in the works.
Yeah, I know. I've already ordered the right size flag, so we're good. It should be here in plenty of time. We had to order a few new flags. But yeah, so that's pretty much it for me. So we'll move on to old business. So membership renewals, we are looking good. We are at about 55%, and we actually have picked up 3 new members. So that's great. And we've also increased our mailing list by 10 new people who have signed up. So we're sitting at right at 250 people that we email across the county. So we're looking good there. We'll have a more formal report on membership renewals in June to celebrate for Pride Month. Because we're working that list, trying to get people to renew as well as to join. So the next item on our agenda is logistics for meetings. So I would like to have the club vote on whether or not we should meet in person, or we should have a discussion about meeting in person for June, since it is Pride Month. It's been it seems like forever, pre-pandemic, since we met. The last time we met was in the back room of a round table pizza joint. So hopefully we can get some places a little better than that. But yeah, so we'll go ahead and have some discussion about that. So John?
I'm really worried about the uptick right now. I've had a lot of students out and staff out with COVID, and we're been sending letters home daily about positive cases in Vallejo schools and in the school district I work on. So it's I'm worried about that. But the other item is, maybe would it be possible we can do it outside, maybe in a yard or something, where we can still gather in person but have a little distance and be outside for ventilation?
Yep, we can definitely do that. We just need to make sure it's a warm night. Yeah, so Dr. Bonnie, what's your take on it?
Well, my understanding is that the numbers are up 3 times from April. So it is really, we're treating it kind of like there's nothing going on, but I still wear a mask at the supermarket, and if I go into a closed area, I do socialize with folks who have been fully vaccinated. I've been boosted ×2. But it's a little bit precarious out there. I would say that if we met outside, which would be really nice, although we're kind of getting into fire season too. We've got the red flag warning here in Solano County for the last day, and I can actually smell smoke right now. I'm not sure if that just started. So anyway, hard to say, and the other thing for us that live in North County, it's a little bit hard. It's a trek to go. If it's all done in Vallejo, then it's a trek for us. And that's the other thing. I think it's almost more inclusive to do it by Zoom, because you can get folks that might not travel to come to visit. But it would be nice to do some sort of social gathering at some point outside, maybe at someone's home, like where we could be out back or something. But even during the day, like on a weekend or something in the afternoon. But that's my take on it. I prefer the Zoom meetings because they don't require me to get out of my pajamas. So thank you.
Right on. I know that Solano Pride will be having a Pride tasting fundraiser at Back Road Vines. They're in Mancus. Is it Mancus Corners?
Yeah, no, that's the new, there's the Back Road Wines, but now they have that new like place out there. That's that new office
Yeah, we
space.
had a Pride tasting last year.
Oh, good. Well, send it. I haven't seen that, so.
Yeah, so if we don't want to do an in-person meeting, we can always glom onto that and have everyone show up there. Does anyone else have any input?
We're also going to be meeting the end of June or the middle of June for the Pride on Mare Island, right? So
Yeah, the 19th.
The 19th.
The 19th. Mhm.
So that's one way we can meet up. We will be meeting outside.
Yeah. Yeah, so the 19th we will be meeting, but we won't be doing a club meeting. But yeah, I'm fine with that. Don Osborne.
Yeah, I just put in the chat the possibility of trying to do some kind of hybrid thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the technology to make that possible. But I think right now, I think the way people are talking, actually, how about this? Does anyone want to make a motion that we meet in person in June, or do we want to make a motion that we wait until the next quarter? Someone make a motion.
I move that we wait until the next quarter, and then we try to connect in other ways in the meantime.
Okay.
Second.
All right. With that, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Oh, Don, sorry, just saw your hand go up. Don, that you were
I think
raising.
you just
I was
voted.
voting.
Got it. Okay. All right. There we go. All right.
And I just want to say, I think June 19th is also Juneteenth, isn't it?
No, it's Father's Day. Juneteenth is happening is June 18th.
18th.
At least
Gotcha.
the celebrations are happening on a Saturday, because it's also Father's Day. So what we're saying with the Vallejo Gay Network is to bring your daddies to the
The actual Juneteenth is the 19th, but the celebration is on the 18th.
I thought that was correct, Dawn. Thank you.
Yeah, I was just going by the celebration, but yeah. All right, so new business. So go ahead, and we wanted to get in front of this. We've already had a couple candidates speak just to introduce themselves, but typically at Stonewall we have an endorsement process where we have a questionnaire that we ask our candidates to fill out, and then we do our voting like we did on the last endorsement through Google Forms, so that everyone can participate who is a member in good standing. You don't have to come to a meeting, and then we do the announcement. It allows for people to participate. So we're not going to change that because we changed our bylaws to allow for that. But we do need some volunteers to help with looking at and revising the questionnaire, and then to organize the candidates. Right now, Anna has stepped up and she's helping to organize candidates and get people here to speak. So thank you for that, Anna. But we need some folks to take a look at our questionnaire and see if there's anything that we need to change about it. So Joseph, do you want to head that activity up?
Sure.
Yeah.
I'll help you, Joseph, if you want.
Yeah, I'd be
No,
happy to work with you on.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'll be glad to help on that too. It's just as the secretary would be sort of, that way you can do that, and then we'll get the questionnaire put out to folks. Okay, and then we'll set up a meeting schedule for that, because August 12th is the last day to register your candidacy in the county. Unless there is an incumbent, right, Don? Don Lowry?
Yeah, if there is an eligible incumbent who chooses not to run.
Yeah, then it goes like 5 more days.
Yeah, it goes to the following Wednesday.
Yeah. So, but typically for people who are running in districts that are new, that's not going to apply. And then for people who are running in districts that they are the current candidate and they want to run again, Jeanette, it doesn't apply. But we will be watching that and making sure we get all the folks out there.
What is the what is the date? Not including when the incumbent doesn't run,
August 12th.
but August 12th. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's whenever the final time to declare your candidacy for office, and then it opens up in July, and July 18th, I believe it is. So yeah, and then we'll start seeing who all registers. So we don't have anything to vote on that. We will be voting on the questionnaire once we get it revamped, because I think there's some stuff we need to add to it, especially about parenting with transgender children. We have added that to our Pride proclamation that's going out across the county to everywhere, is that we have a phrase, whereas statement in there about what's happening in certain states where they're taking away the rights of parents to actually raise their children and see to their medical care as they see fit. But so with that, I don't have anything else. Does anyone else have anything they would like to discuss? Pretty light meeting.
I just want to make the take off on what John was talking about, the increase in suicide and teenage girls, young adult and teenage girls. And the link to social media is a real issue and a real problem. I want to underscore that. That's all.
Yeah. It's really crazy, especially people think, if you're on one side of a keyboard, you think you can just be as nasty as you want to be, whether that keyboard's a virtual keyboard on a phone or actual keyboard. There's no, where has human decorum gone?
All I can say is love is the answer. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds silly or Pollyanna, but that is the answer. And it's like, love thy enemy as well. So we've got a long way to go, but we've got to all start with ourselves in that.
Mm-hmm. As the fabulous RuPaul says, how are you going to love someone else if you can't love yourself?
There's legal initiatives that are in the early stages to sue social media companies for being a hazardous product, because there are ways that it can be made more safe. They just don't want to do it. So, I mean, in the US, it's like lawsuits get stuff done.
Yeah.
So there's been a 58%, like overall, there's a 58% in teenage suicide since 2014. I mean,
Mm-hmm. All right, so we are at our items for future agendas. Does anyone have anything they would like to add for our next meeting? We will be working on getting more speakers and making sure that we have them noted. Anything? Okay, if you want to add something to the agenda, oh, yes.
I wanted to say, we're in a really crucial time in the legislative agenda, or the legislative process right now at the state, and we have so many important bills that are moving through, and like as of today, bills were taken off the suspense file for the appropriations committees, and they will move into the House for the floor debates next week, and then they'll move on to the other house if they pass their House of Origin. So it's a really crucial time in legislation at the state, and because COVID put a lot of things on the back burner for the last couple of years, it's a pretty dynamic session. So that's something to think about, is looking at that kind of stuff. And maybe I'm going to be trying, working in the central committee, on the legislative committee to maybe, educate folks more around what the legislative process is. So that's just one thought, because it is a crucial time right now.
Yeah, and we will be considering ballot initiatives and things that might come up as well. So if you could bring any of those to the meeting, that would be great.
Yeah, I'd like to find out more about it.
And Don, I see your hand is up.
Yeah, I just wanted to say it's also a crucial time for the upcoming election on June 8th, and which will happen before our next meeting. And one of the things that's perplexing to me, and I don't know that this is the forum for it, is, I know I'm not going to vote for Ferrara for sheriff, but is Schneidecker any better?
Well, he does not, he has said a lot against the policies of the current sheriff. So considering that the current sheriff has allowed a fascist sort of belly to come into, I'm voting for him.
He did show up at the community meeting that Katie Meisner had about the police station. And I actually got video of that and put it up on the Eyes on Vallejo YouTube channel. So there's a little bit in there where he speaks.
Who showed up? Are you talking about Ferrara?
Snedeker.
Snedeker. Mm-hmm.
So if you
And
want
you're
to hear,
voting for Snedeker, Tom?
I am, yeah. Well, I should have say I have.
I voted for him too.
Tara?
Yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. I voted for him too. I have a sign in my lawn, and I've spoken with him quite a bit. And he's definitely looking to make a lot of changes. So I think he had my complete vote of confidence.
Yeah, from everything I've heard from the man and everything, it's better than what we got. And having someone who will, the other thing is with Sharon Henry, talked to her extensively because she is the Stonewall endorsed candidate, as well as working on her campaign some. She has said that we need to make sure that we are reporting crimes against minorities and also groups who are like ours, LGBTQ, and also people who are not, there's a word I'm looking for, but I can't think of it. But anyway, but people who are more susceptible to, I'm sorry?
More marginalized community.
That's the word, marginalized, yes. To make sure that the crimes against us and hate crimes are reported correctly. Because Solano is historically been underreported. Don, you have your hand up?
Oh, that's leftover.
Okay, Jeanette?
I just want to say, Snedeker ran for the office 4 years ago, so I saw him on a panel then. So it's not like he just jumped in the race right now. So I thought that's another thing I just wanted to point out, that this is his second go at it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Thanks so much. Okay, moving on. May 22nd, which is Sunday. Carrie Birdseye is having her campaign. It's not an announcement event, her campaign kickoff event. Benicia City Park at the gazebo. Also, Sharon Henry, our endorsed candidate for Solano County DA, they are doing canvassing and they're using PDI to do the canvassing, but you sign up at their Sign Up Genius. So if you click that link in the agenda, it'll take you to where you can sign up for it. And really what they're asking people to do more than anything is to just walk your neighborhood. And you, with the software that we have through the Central Committee, you can actually choose to walk right where you're at and go and just hit all the houses and let them know about Sharon's campaign. The other thing is Pride Month events. You can see that at our Facebook page, which also shows up on our web page. We're going to be sharing them across all the different spots. So Vallejo Gay Network, Solano Pride, and Stonewall. All the things going on. Yes, Leah.
I just have announcements, so I'll wait till you finish.
Okay, I'll be finished in just a minute. So there is Pride in the Park that's happening in Vacaville, June 12th. I'm not certain of the time of that. I did not get that from Jonathan and Sarah. That's up there, but it's the afternoon probably. So just, you can look on Solano Pride. We have it up there. So, and then VGN, Solano Pride, and Better Vallejo are producing the Pride Picnic for Solano County, June 19th, 1 p.m. Alden Park, Mare Island. So bring, it will be a potluck, provided that COVID restrictions allow that. If anything happens to change between them, we are monitoring that. It will become a bring your own picnic, and you have a picnic and just enjoy people around you. We will have entertainment, plus, yes, the fancy hat contest is back. I still think I was robbed last time. Anyway. All right, Leon.
I just want to know if you frying chicken for the potluck.
No, I will pick up fried chicken, but I'm not going to all that trouble.
No, I want some Tom fried chicken.
So what fried chicken do you recommend?
Oh, I always go with Popeyes.
Popeyes.
But I recently found the combo box place over on Springs Road at Seafood City. No, not Seafood City. Pacific, whatever. There's a
Pacific Island.
Yeah, that fried chicken, it's pretty good.
Huh.
Wow.
Then I have to go check it out.
Southern Filipino, huh?
Actually, I think it's just Chinese food.
Chinese, okay.
Yeah, but it's salt and pepper, and they put like fried bits of jalapeno in it. It's good.
Oh, that sounds good. Okay, anyway, for the announcement, Fresh Air Vallejo is going 2.0. We are regathering and reconfiguring our mission since we have stopped. Well, we haven't stopped worrying about, we're not currently fighting the cement plant. And so we are gearing up this year to start really working on the environmental justice policy, because as you may know, the city has now started moving toward safety, housing, and EJ policy. And although the consultant is very good, because it's the same consultant we use for the general plan update, I don't have a lot of confidence in our city to do the outreach that's necessary to get community input, especially something for those 3 projects, but environmental justice in particular, to come up with a policy that's going to be something that we could trust, that will guide us through the next decade, and keep us and protect us from companies like Orson BMT coming to town again. And so we're going to start a series of community outreach meetings. We're going to do hopefully a panel to talk about EJ and why EJ policy is crucial, and how it affects us here, along with sea level rise, because the city is not taking that serious either, because as you know, they're putting the police department, wanting to put the police department on the waterfront, and their cure for sea level rise is that they put the electronics on the 2nd floor. So we've got to do better. we've got to do better to protect our community. So we're going to have a series of community outreach meetings that we're going to be announcing when we have them all set. We are looking for people who are interested in working on the EJ policy with the community. If you have an interest in sea level rise, climate change, and all the components that have to do with EJ, please let us know so that we could make sure that you're on the mailing list when we start the meetings. And because there's a lot of work to do, and we have to really get in front of what the city is doing so that we can do a presentation of our own to say, hey, we went through this, we know what EJ means to Vallejo, and so we would like to have further input. And so we're going to make sure that we are on top of that. So anyone who's interested in doing that work, at least some components of it, then please let us know.
Okay, thanks so much, Leah. Anna?
Oh, yeah. I just wanted to give an announcement about the flyer I put in the chat. It's a documentary that I'm screening at Naval Historical Museum on June 9th at 7 p.m. And it's about Frances Perkins, who created Social Security. She was a labor secretary under Franklin Roosevelt. But before that, she worked for Al Smith. She was responsible for regulations for occupational safety, the 8-hour day, collective bargaining, limiting child labor. And the director, Mick Cowett, is going to come in at the end over video to speak to us. He's a fascinating guy. The one thing that Frances tried to do, the one thing she didn't get done was health insurance. So it's all issues that we're very concerned with now, and it's a fabulous documentary. So I hope people will be there.
All right, thanks so much for bringing that up. Looks like a good time. Okay,
You
June
said
9th. at
You said the
7 p.m.
9th, Thursday the
Yes.
9th.
Yes,
At what time,
7
Anna?
p.m.
summoned. I'll text it to you, John.
Okay, thank you.
It's at 7 p.m. at the
Yeah.
Naval and Historical Museum.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, Dr. Bonnie.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to comment on what Liat was talking about, and I put a link, well, not a link, but there is a bill that just passed in the Assembly that, well, that's going to be debated on next week on financing sea level rise resilience that will benefit marginalized communities and letting them have grants to address sea level rise. As well as just to let you know that, I'm really heavily involved with the Climate Reality Project here in the Bay Area, and the national headquarters head of diversity, inclusion, and justice lives in Vallejo. Her name is Jamia Adams. And we do a monthly climate group here in Solano County as a part of the Bay Area chapter of the Climate Reality Project. So Liat, if you're interested, I mean, there might be people there that, and Jamia comes to those meetings on occasion. So that might be a nice connection. The other thing I wanted to talk about was Mare Island. And I don't know how many of you are aware that how there are developers that really want to build on that darn island and put it under the water, basically. And that's been a big issue, I guess, at your city council meetings. It seems like your city council is kind of going for that and trying to allow where the Sierra Club and the Solano County Sierra Club is working diligently to oppose that development on Mare Island. So for any of you that are more interested, please reach out to me. I'm on the board of the Solano Sierra Club. I could set you up with Joe Feller, who maybe some of you already know, who chairs that group. But those are two issues. And certainly that's something that's going to be a threat to Vallejo in particular, if not to all of us.
Dr. Hamilton, if you could please send the link to the meetings for the Solano Climate group so that.
I'll put my email in the chat.
Okay.
that. And if
Okay.
you want to, or you can put your email and I can put you, we have a meeting on Monday night at 7 PM, our next meeting by Zoom.
Making connections. We're just gonna match.com here. Okay, Mr. Osborne.
I just wanted to add to what Leah had said also, that the state has mandated that communities that go through general plan updates have to have an environmental justice policy. So if you're in Vacaville or Fairfield and want to participate in that, I'm sure we'd welcome that with Vallejo too. We're all going to be doing these policies.
Good
We
deal.
hope that everybody's going to be doing the policies.
And I should say that, you know, as far as Mare Island is concerned, we all need to watch what's going on out there. I don't know that it's all as Bonnie has indicated of concern. I don't know that they're going to build till it's all underwater, but we need to watch that. And of course, one of the things that happens when the city updates its policies or institutes a new policy, like an environmental justice policy, they often give a pass to the people who are already in progress. So the EJ policy may not even affect Mare Island. We need to try to make sure it does.
Okay.
Well, if you put a bunch of houses out there that are high income houses, it's going to affect the environment, whether it's underwater or not. So it will certainly affect, you know, the bay as well as Vallejo. And Highway 37 for sure.
Mhm. Okay. All right, any more announcements? Okay, seeing no hands raised other than yours, Don, and I think that's from there. Just real quick, the next meeting will be June 16th, 2022 at 7 PM. Same bat time, same bat channel. So please join us. Yes, Tara.
Sorry, I wanted to mention that the Solano County Black Chamber of Commerce is now renting office spaces. So at a very, very discounted rate to help kind of counteract that cost. And I believe it is right about $550, $600. The offices are in Green Valley. So you would rent a suite within the entire office suite. So if you're interested, just let me know, or if you know anyone. And it is open to everyone. You don't have to be Black. I've gotten that question quite a bit, so.
But that's interesting. We'll need to bring that up, Jeanette, because that could be a place for the Democratic Central Committee. Right?
Yes, I agree. We'll have to look at it.
Yeah. Okay. All right, moving on. So do we have a motion to adjourn?
Oh, and if I could say just real quick.
Oh.
For those of you who like gumbo, not Tom's Gumbo, but Provisions is doing a gumbo night Friday. All proceeds for that dinner are going to go toward Anchor Pantry and I can't think of the name of the
joint.
The joint.
Hopefully,
next door.
yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think it's
tomorrow.
Friday. Yes, from 4 to 8, they're going to have gumbo on sale. So all of the proceeds from that gumbo sale are going toward those two businesses to help them rebuild.
Yeah, good, because Anchor Pantry has surpassed their goals and they're still collecting money, and the joint is only halfway to their goal. So yeah.
My heart broke seeing that.
That's the problem with GoFundMe's.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm assuming, does anyone, I know we have a motion on the floor to adjourn. Do we have a second?
I didn't hear who made the motion.
Don Lowry made the first.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, all right, so now we can just stay and chat for those who want, if not. But do we know if the Anchor Pantry, so the report in the Times Herald said that a guy was trying to light a fire in that place, you know, where Jessica had the ring set up at her front door. Do we know if it was, he was just trying to get warm, or?
It was set deliberately, to my understanding. Yeah.
Yeah, he set the fire, but whether he intended to set the building on fire is still under question. I think the person that they had arrested has some mental health issues. So I don't know that he was targeting the store to put it on fire. It didn't sound like it, but he did set a fire. And you know, it's of concern because we've had a lot of sporadic fires that have been popping up, and everybody wants to blame the homeless for every single thing that happens. But I think that we have an arsonist, because last week it was like on Admiral Callahan, there was 2 locations. Then there was a location on Fairgrounds Drive, and then the fire behind Food Max. And so they were just in succession. So it'd be real odd that just these locations all of a sudden had an accidental fire. So I'm thinking that we have an arsonist. So people need to be cautious out there, because everything is dry. And right when the fire on Redwood and Tuolumne was happening, my whole living room filled up with smoke. And so and it scared me, because I thought somewhere, you know, there was one of the apartments that were on fire. And then right after that, there's fireworks going on off of I forget the name of the street around the corner from, but they're commercial grade fireworks. And I'm like, how stupid can you be? You hear all the sirens going, you smell the smoke, and then you set fireworks off. So I'm just putting it out there. If I see anybody, I'm taking your picture and I'm calling in and reporting it.
Well, just be careful.
I will, but it's just ridiculous that we have people setting off these fireworks, knowing that we're shorthanded in staff anyway, and that it puts a strain, because all the fires that are happening that night, American Canyon was all over Vallejo, because we needed, we had to have in the cities to come help us. And so there is this idiot group of people who think that fireworks are fun, and they set them off in the middle of a neighborhood. And in Glen Cove, you know, we know how much they are affected by, you know, accidental fires out there. So just be cautious.
Just remember to make sure you take a high heel shoe with you to hit them with.
I'm not losing my shoe. I may take a stick, but I'm not losing my shoe.
My mama, she wouldn't lose a shoe. She'd throw it, but she'd pick it back up. Or better yet, she'd throw it at me and make me bring it.
Make you bring it to her, yes.
Yeah, Southern moms. All right.
All right. Good night.
Good night, everyone. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank
Good night,
you.
everyone.
Night.
Bye, everyone. Stay well.
Bye. Yeah.
Bye, Bonnie.
You too. Bye.